Hi, I'm Matt Hamer. I want to talk to you about my remix of Andy Jones's song If You Dare. Let's have a listen to Andy's version of the song.
If you knew that smile was in my dreams every night, well, teach me that refrain that makes you smile the most. And I won't change it, I won't wear it out, but I'll make you smile again. If you dare to let me.
Okay, so you probably heard quite a lot going on within that track. There's a lot of instruments in there to work with, and as a remixer, we've got to decide what stays and what goes. So let's dive into my track over here in Cubase. Let's begin looking at what I've kept. Going to keep some of the original drums, the piano, the strings, and most definitely the guitars. Let's have a listen to some of the piano. So yeah, there's the waves just doing a little bit of work, and we'll have a look at some EQ over here. Just a little bit there, and we've taken the bass off the front of that as well. So the strings as well as that, let's have a look at some of those. So not too much on there, not too much modifications at all. Let's have a look at the guitars. We've got some lead guitar in here. Let's have a listen. Okay, on here we've got this CLA plugin here from Waves, the Waves Artist Series, and it is quite a noticeable difference really without it on. That's bypassed. And there we go with it on. Now you will notice actually with that there's a bit of a volume discrepancy as well. Really, ideally I should have tightened that up a bit, and we should try and balance so whatever goes in comes out at the same level, just to help with your mixing and keeping things tidy. Let's have a listen to some vocals.
Well, it all sounds daunting, I know.
Okay, so we've got quite a bit going on here with the vocals
and it ain't
too.
Something I'm gonna ask you again.
Let's have a look at some of the plugins and things that we've got going on here. They're all FX Sends. We got this Maschine from the Wave series. We've got stereo delay, part of the Cubase built-in plugins. And we've got some reverence on there for some reverb as well, and if we take all those away and gradually add them back in, we'll have a listen to what that sounds like.
Yeah, teach me that refrain that makes you smile the most.
Add reverence.
And I won't change it, I won't wear it out, but I'll make you smile again if you dare to teach me that refrain.
So there you go, you can see that adding those effects in there really helps bring those into such a big vocal that we really need for a dance track like this. So let's have a look at what I've added in. We've got some Trillian and some Omnisphere in here. Trillian for the bass, and the synths are from Omnisphere, both the lead synth and the pad that we're using as well. Let's have a listen to some Trillian. So just some arped bass there. Let's have a look at our synth. So there we go. It's quite open at the moment. Here's our pad as well. So that's what I've added in, the main instruments you can hear that I've added, and we do automate those. Let's have a look for the automation that comes from Omnisphere here. That's the automation on the move throughout the track, mainly at the beginning though, where we really go to town and get some kind of build and anticipation using the filters. So what else have I added in? Well, I've also got some extra little bits and pieces. We've got this contact instance down here, which has got our crash symbol, and as well as that, we've also got a sub kick, and we've got a riser, and this is from the F9 audio series. James Wiltshire of the Freemasons, he is responsible for a lot of these sounds. And there you hear them there, all those builds and drops, very sort of typical of a Freemasons house, disco house production. So we've got Contact running the F9 Audio Zeus plugin or Contact preset that we've got here. You should have a look actually at some of James's other things. Go to f9-audio.com. There's plenty of things on here for you to get your teeth into, much more than any sort of sample packs. And there's whole instruments. He's got the forte piano, we've got guitars, you've got drum stems in there as well. And as well as that, James actually does quite a lot of tutorials himself as well, and those are absolutely well worth a watch. Some fantastic knowledge coming from James there. So let's get back to our track. So those are what James's F9 bits sound like in there, and next thing we should have a look at really is the beats. So let's go ahead and look at what I've done there. Let's find our drums over here, over to the percussion, solo that. And what I've got here is, as I said, I did keep some of the drums in, the original drums from Andy's track. If I'd have had a bit more time on this remix, I actually would have gone to town a little bit and try to use these to their full effect. But what we have actually got is a couple of instances where we use those patterns in combination with the Maschine there that you hear. So that's making some noise for us. We've got some kicks. We did have some hi-hats in here which I programmed, but what I actually decided on in the end was using the Groove Agent to fill in the hats. So I've got the Groove Agent plugin from Cubase there, doing some of the hi-hats, which you can see in this MIDI pattern here, whereas the drums actually are fired off as a sort of a one-hit type thing within Maschine. So I'm just using a MIDI trigger just to set that pattern rolling. Ideally, again, if I'd have had a bit more time, should have really bounced out this audio and flattened it so that we could do other kinds of little tricks within the drums. So for example, on this break here, we could have taken away the first kick as a good way to make the drop, but as it is, we've got to go straight in with a kick to keep all the MIDI timings together. So again, not ideal. Really would be better bounced out as audio. You can see there with this fill, actually, I've just chopped it ever so slightly just to fit the timing a little better. With a track like this, it was really important to have those drums there really tight leading into that drop. Whereas with live drums, of course, you don't expect your drummer to keep in perfect time all the time, and in fact that's what adds to the human element of the music. But in this case, I just had to just reposition those parts ever so slightly. So there you have it. That is my little sneaky behind the scenes look at my remix of Andy Jones's single If You Dare. It's the FlowKontrol remix. It's available on the single which is out now on Time Zone Records, and it's from the album Unspoken, which is also available on all the online stores and streaming services, so go and have a listen to those. If you've got any questions, just send me a little comment, but for now, thanks for watching.